Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rory, and today we're discussing scissors. Well, not just scissors, but anything that crafters use to cut paper, cardboard, basically, fabrics, lace, ribbons, anything you have to kind of cut with. So I was just, I was looking in my studio and went, wow, do I have a lot of scissors? And that's when I realized that they're not all meant to just cut paper. And so I'm going to talk about this and kind of just go over everything I have here and why I have it. So to start with, I'm going to go down here to my basic scissors. These are by Westcott. They're 10-inch, and when they say 10-inch, it's not just the blade, it's the entire length of the scissor. So that's something you need to think about, because they consider these 6 inches, and I was like, really? So it is the entire scissor, not just the blades. So I use these. I started out using these for just, paper and just whatever, and they started getting a little warped, and so I was like, well, time to retire those and get something else. So I only use these because they're still sharp, but they don't, if you can hear that, it's not, they don't come together like they're supposed to. So I just use them for like cutting cardboard boxes and things like that. So yeah, and the handles refuse to clean. I didn't like that either. So, but that's neither here nor there. So I replaced those, and when I did, that's right, I got these, and they are cheap, but you can hear the blades go together. That means that they are still rubbing together. So these are pretty sharp, but they weren't, I don't know. It just felt cheap. And at one point, they did just like bend the paper, and I thought, okay, time for some new scissors. So I still use these on occasion if I reach for them, or I can't find my others, which hardly ever happens. But yeah, they are just cheapy, I think Dollar Tree scissors. So, but because I have fibromyalgia and I have rheumatoid arthritis, I got these because they're these padded handles, and they're very, very soft, and you can hear those actually go together. They really do cut very well, and they're great for fussy cutting when your hands are tired. They're great scissors. I love it, and they're pretty. So I forget who it was I saw who had these. Was either Carol at Oak House Journals, or it was Gail Augustinelli. One of the two. I don't remember. But one of them had this pair of scissors, and I thought, oh, those look comfortable. So I got them, and I do love them. But you still have to open and close them, and that puts a lot of stress on my muscles here. And so I was kind of like, well, I'll only use them once in a while. So, but they were also only, I don't even think they're 10 inches. Hold on. Oh, they're only 8. They're only 8-inch with, I think, 4-inch blades. So, but they are very comfortable, and I do like them. But I needed something longer, so I got these. And these are super nice shears. They make very nice long cuts, and they stay nice and sharp. I got them off of Amazon. And again, they're pretty. But yeah, these are really great. And I only use these for paper. I don't use them on fabric if I can help it. And I know that sounds kind of strange. It sounds backwards. Because if you are going to keep your shears sharp, you don't want to use them on paper, especially if you're like a seamstress or you're doing a lot of sewing. You want to keep at least one pair of scissors for just fabrics, because if you start using them on paper, they will dull quickly. So I only use these on paper. I don't use them on fabric because I don't need to. But they are really nice shears, and I do like them. I got this pair in a art box. And I was kind of surprised at how heavy they were for being in a you know, one of those art box things. And boy, do they cut. They are super sharp. And I do like these, and I use them for fussy cutting mainly, because they are so sharp. I can get into like little divots and places like that. But yeah, they're great scissors. Not sure who made them. Don't have a clue. But they're really good. So if you see anything like this online, grab them, because they're really nice scissors, and they're for both hands, left or right. And that's something else. It's kind of hard for lefties to find left-handed scissors, but they do have them out there. So most of mine are for left or right, because my mother is left-handed, I'm right-handed, and if she needs a pair of scissors, I've got them that she can use. But for the majority of them, mine are right-handed scissors. Now, talking about fabric scissors, I have a pair of Westcott pinking shears, and these are only used on fabric, and they are really nice. Now, some people use them on paper to decorate the edges with and everything, but I only use these on fabric because I don't want them to get dull. And they're really nice. I think my mother picked these up at Walmart, and again, they're right-handed, so, but they're really nice, and I really like them. And let's see, when it comes to decorated edge on paper, these were made by Edgecraft, and I think you can still get these on Amazon, and it comes in a little plastic bucket full of different designs. I don't know if you can see this design here. I took these out specifically because the others were kind of didn't work that great, but these work fabulous. And this design that they have on them makes a small piece of paper look just like a stamp. So I was like, yeah, if I want to make little faux stamps, this is the pair of scissors that I would use. So let's see. Now, sewing scissors. Now this pair I just recently got, and I love these. And it's because I don't have to use a lot of pressure with my hand. It's just down. I don't have to worry about trying to open them back up. And I was wondering if they had them in 10-inch, and they do. And I purchased them, and they come in tomorrow. So you'll see me using those probably primarily when I'm crafting this pair and the 10-inch ones, simply because of the way my hands are. And these are really nice, and they're by Fiskars, and they're called Easy Action. And if I will put links to this and the 10-inch also in the description box below, because they are fabulous if you have achy joints, again, fibromyalgia or rheumatoid arthritis. They're great for that because they don't require that open close, just the close. So half your work is done for you. And these, some people have probably seen these online and like, they're so pretty. And I thought the same thing. These are left or right scissors, and they're for sewing, embroidery, that sort of thing. I keep them next to my sewing machine for just, you know, trimming the little leftover strings that come off of things. And that's all I use them for, because that's really all they're good for. Now, I guess you could use these for fussy cutting, but again, I think it would dull them a lot faster because they're not super made. You know, I mean, they're more pretty than they are practical. But yeah, they are pretty. And they come in all types of designs, these handles do. But they always are made for left or right. So yeah, I love these. And this is a pair of Singers that I used to use when I did like regular sewing. And I just use them for just pretty much whatever now, but I'll use them for like snipping up, not for just whatever. I don't use them on paper. I do, however, use them for like cutting lace, you know, small things, like scraps of fabrics and things like that. Whenever I'm making like clusters and things like that, that's when I'll use these. This here is a rotary cutter by Fiskars, and it came with this mat. and this huge, long, wide ruler, and it's used for cutting fabric for quilting, which is, I used to quilt as well, and so I thought, oh, well, that's pretty cool. So I will save that for material if I need to cut up a piece of material for a journal cover or something along those lines. This is the bad boy for the job, and it works really, really well. So yeah, this only gets used on fabric. All these interesting looking things here. Box cutters, something that all crafters, I think, should have in their arsenal. That's how it locks, so it can't come out. You unlock it and then you can push your blade out. I use this to cut up cereal boxes and, you know, all that kind of stuff to make covers with. If I have something that needs like a really sharp edge, these can be extremely sharp, and they definitely cut up like the edges of your papers. If, you know, from a signature, if you want to line everything on the edge up, this is great for that because it'll go through a lot of things. Just so that's what this is. And also, a lot of people don't understand what this part is. You push this button, it pops off, and then I don't know if you can see it, there's like a little slit right here at the bottom. You take this whole part off, flip it over, push this out. When this gets dull, you slip that little slot on it and you crack this off so that the next one can come up and then it's nice and sharp again. So that's how that works. So that's your box cutter. Again, only for cardboard. This is my circle cutter that I just recently purchased about 2 months ago, month and a half ago maybe. And it is quite the tool. It will cut circles anywhere from 3 1/4 inches all the way up to 13 inches across, which is, that's saying something. And I made a video on it, and I will put it over here in an iCard, so you can go and check that out. But this sucker is really cool. I love this thing. It saves a lot of time when it comes to making larger circles, and you can get punches for, and that's the biggest punch I have for circles. But this will make one at 3 1/2 or 3 1/4. So I love this thing. So go check that video out too when you're done with this one. These are all my X-Acto knives. Now, a lot of people, when I made this video, I got so many people goes, I just use an X-Acto knife. Well, the difference between the two, one, you can see the shape. This does turn 360 degrees in both directions. You hold it like a pen, and this thing just turns as you're cutting, which is much easier on my hands and my wrists than one of these when it comes to trying to cut out like circular. I have a problem with that with my fingers and my hands. So I use this when I want curves. I use this when I want just straight edges. So I have a lot of them. This one was actually belonged to my grandfather. This one belonged to my father. I got this one free in a art box, as well as this one, which this one is actually really nice because I like the little rubber handle thing. But yeah, I try and keep them as sharp as possible and try to keep them as nice as possible, especially this one, which is, you can see the difference in the handles from how they used to make them to what they make, how they make them now. So it's a chunky boy. But yeah, these are, they definitely have their place. It's not like I'm trying to replace X-Actos with the gyro cut. I'm not. They have their own uses, especially in my life because of my hands, and you know, I'm missing a tendon in this finger here. So I really have to be careful about what I use and how I use it and why I use it. So, and how long I use it. So, yes, these will never be replaced by this. They, like I said, they still have, you know, use in the arsenal of a crafter for sure. This one just does other stuff. So that is all the cutters, all the scissors, and all this stuff that I have that cuts paper, fabric, lace, ribbon, cardboard, you name it. Here we go. So I hope you guys got something from this, and if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask in the comments below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. So until my next video, I will see you all later. Love you bunches. Bye.